you start teaching subjects, you realize how much you either do or do not know about them. Like, you have no idea how much I've benefited and how much better I've gotten at sales by doing all the content stuff on medical sales. Like, I've gotten better. Like, selfishly, I have gotten way better as a sales rep by doing all this stuff. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Medical sales vlog. This is Colby Wood. I am in the car driving out on a Tuesday morning. It is 5:49 a.m. I left the house around, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes ago, and I was going to actually start shooting then, but it was too dark. Couldn't see. I tried to turn it on, like the selfie video, and I couldn't see anything, so I knew you guys wouldn't be able to see anything. Anyway, I've got a pretty big day for me today. I am headed downtown to an account that I've got a doc that has kind of like used us sparingly because the device that we launched, the first size of it was a little bit too big to use in knee arthroscopy, and it's been kind of primarily used for shoulder arthroscopy. And this guy is primarily a knee surgeon. He'll do some shoulders here and there. So I've gotten, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 cases out of him over the last multiple months. But he does a bunch of knees primarily. And so we've got a smaller version of our device that I've discussed with him, and he said, absolutely, I'd love to take a look at it whenever you have it. I haven't talked to him specifically about using it today, but I know that he has an ACL and a shoulder scope today, but I know he's got the ACL, which I'm hoping is still going to go first in the morning. He usually starts at 7 or 7:30 a.m. I'm going to get there way early, so I'm not too concerned about the timing on it. But I've got another surgery center that's up on the north side of the city with 2 surgeons operating, and that starts at 9:30. And that's a big deal. I have to be at those ones because a couple of vlogs ago, I think I was talking about an account, trying to get them to stock our product, and it's that account, and it's the 2 docs that have been using us that we've been billing 4 cases for a number of weeks, and they have their board meeting tonight, and in the board meeting they're going to discuss moving forward with our product, putting it on the shelf, starting to buy it direct, etc. So I've been obviously on those docs about it. I sent them an email last night, kind of a summary of where we're at with pricing, where we're at with volume expectations, things like that. And so I need to be there at those cases with them today to talk about it and make sure that do my best to try to influence them and get them to give us full support at that board meeting tonight, because we need that one. I need that one. That would be a big account to get. So I've got a couple of cases with the doc this morning in downtown Chicago, and I don't know how long I would be able to be there, unfortunately. I wish I had more time to just hang out there and spend the day with that doc, but I might get there, and it's possible that case order has changed, or for whatever reason he doesn't want to try our product for the first time today on the knee. It's possible, but I've got to bounce out of there pretty quickly to get up to the surgery center on the north side, because I can't miss those ones. Those are priority number 1 today, because hopefully by the end of the day I'll get, or at least tomorrow, get a full commitment from the account. And if not, just drink my sorrows away. Just kidding, but seriously. Yeah, that's all I got. And so I will just cruising on down the road. I'll keep you guys posted how things go today. What's up, vlog? I've been driving along. I was actually watching some Gary V, some older Gary V videos while I was driving along, Trying to stay creative and keep learning and watching what he's doing. And I was thinking about a couple of things, and I figured I'd share them. And it has to do with side hustles, because like I've gone down the road of side hustles many times in my short life, and I've talked to a lot of people that have talked about doing side hustles and, you know, Amazon drop shipping and this, that, and everything else under the sun. And I think about what Gary recommends, Gary V, and I've thought about what I think I heard this for the first time, Grant Cardone as well. Your second business, right? Like, you've got your primary thing. For me, I'm a medical sales rep, period. Yeah. But when you add the second thing, whatever the side hustle is going to be for you, make sure that it's running parallel with what you're currently doing and not too far off of to the side. Like, you don't want to be doing medical sales and then your second thing, like, unless it's a true flat out passion for you, you don't want to be doing something that is completely disconnected from what you're doing on your day-to-day job, because there's value in, sorry, the light is killing the shot. There's value in keeping your side hustle close to what you're currently doing so that they can both play off of each other. And, you know, the video I was watching from Gary V, he was talking about sports cards. You know, and a lot of people have made money and good money on sports cards. And I had sports cards growing up. My brother and I, we would, you know, trade them back and forth constantly, and we had a good time doing it. But, you know, I don't love it. And that is, for me, too far to the side from medical sales. Like, that's not even nearly connected and really not even going in the same direction. It doesn't mean that I couldn't do that if I had a true passion and I wanted to spend, you know, hours a day looking at sports cards and trading them and loving watching sports on TV so that I'd have, you know, a competitive advantage in that space. That's just not for me. So for me, when I'm trying to build a side hustle, like, take this vlog, for instance, right? This is, I've got multiple, but it's like all around medical sales. But just take this vlog, for instance, like the side hustle, one of the side hustles for me as a medical sales rep is I'm just going to vlog my day-to-day as a medical sales rep. Like, that can't get more parallel and tight up against what I'm already doing. And it's only going to help me get better, right? It's going to help me improve how well I sell. When you start teaching subjects, you realize how much you either do or do not know about them. Like, you have no idea how much I've benefited and how much better I've gotten at sales by doing all the content stuff on medical sales. Like, I've gotten better. Like, selfishly, I have gotten way better as a sales rep by doing all this stuff. Because once you start teaching it, you realize what you do and do not know. But think, you know, if you're thinking about a side gig, a side hustle, don't just chase the next shiny object that's out there. Yeah, you might be able to make a little bit of money, but I would encourage you to think a little bit more long-term and have a little bit more patience and build something that is running in parallel with what you're already doing and not too far to the side. You know, like, I've got the vlog that I do on YouTube. Now I've actually started making a little bit of money from running ads on YouTube, you know, and it's a couple $100, so it's, you know, nothing for the hours and hours and hours I've put into it. But hey, you know, you got to start somewhere. And then I've got the medical sales courses on my website. That's another one that's like right up next to it. And then I've got a medical sales podcast, and that's right up next to it. And I've done some coaching for people that are trying to get into medical sales, and that's right up next to it. And it's all running in parallel with what I'm currently doing. Now, I could probably branch out farther than medical sales, but I'm still, like, I've got more than enough on my plate here running parallel with what I'm already doing, that if you're thinking about doing a side gig, and again, this is coming from somebody that hasn't built $1 million side business. So, like, take it for what it's worth for me. Maybe you should just have it go in one ear and out the other. I don't know. But that's my analysis thus far in life. And I have a hunch, I have an intuition, and there are people that are far more successful than I am who have kind of preached the same thing, but I feel like it might be useful to hear it from somebody else as well. Like, whatever your next business is, whatever you've got your main thing, if you want to be in medical sales, cool. what is something, and you're ambitious about wanting to have a side hustle. Like if you got a passion for real estate, if you got a passion for, you know, whatever it is, gaming, and you want to, you know, stream on Twitch and make money doing that, like cool, that's cool. Do whatever, like if you've got a legitimate passion like that, go for it. But if you're unsure, try to line up things that are running parallel with what you're already doing, and are not way far off to the side, that feel kind of disjointed and disconnected from what your day-to-day is. I think I've found, because I've tried some other side hustles that are way too far off of, you know, the beaten path for me, and they just didn't work out. Now, you know, and I guess a good example of this is I ride bikes all the time, and I've got two buddies that I ride with in town that live by me, and we've become really good friends. They both have two young kids, like more or less the same age as my kids, and we're building a cycling brand, you know, and that's probably a little bit farther. Obviously, that's not connected to medical sales, but it's within a passion that I'm focused on, that I care about. Like I'm gonna ride bikes for the rest of my life, and so why not try to build a business around that as well? So like, that would be something that's farther off, and it's probably not even necessarily running parallel, but because I've got the passion for it, you know, then it makes sense to do it in my estimation. But I've also spent a decent amount of time in the past trying to do things that were way off to the side, that I didn't have a true passion in, that I didn't have a true competitive advantage in, that I didn't do well with it. So yeah, sorry, the light here is brutal. Think about that if you are considering side hustles. I don't know, hopefully that can save you some time and help you focus on where should you be spending your extra energy outside of your main thing. All right, vlog, we are here at the surgery center, and the doc has two cases this morning, shoulder scope and an ACL. The shoulder scope starts first, which we'll probably get that one, so he'll probably use us for that one, but I'm not going to be able to stay for the whole thing. So he starts at 7:30. I've got to be out here no later than 8:15 to be able to get up to the other surgery center. That is priority number one today. So I've got to get a commitment from him to use us on the shoulder. I'm going to have to bounce mid-case and run to the other surgery center. The ACL, there's a shoulder scope, then an E-scope, then an ACL. And I'm not going to be able to be here for the ACL, so we'll have to try it next time. But yeah, that's what we got. All right, vlog, I am just pulling out of the surgery center where I was at this morning, getting back on the road. I've got about a 45-minute drive to the other surgery center on the north side, where I've got a couple of docs going with cases. Running way behind of what I expected to be leaving here, but there are sometimes, especially in surgical sales, you just get caught in surgeries that you're not going to be able to get out of, or that you just can't leave at the time that you want to. Sometimes you have to, and you're like, hey, sorry, gotta roll. And that's why it's so important to set up the accounts ahead of time. So like yesterday, I stopped at the surgery center on the north side, dropped off all the equipment, all the disposables, etc., so that everything was there in a worst case scenario when I couldn't be there for the start of the case, to make sure at least they had all the equipment in-house, so that I could take a phone call from them or call them ahead of time and say, hey, if you need something, you know, this is where it's at, etc., and answer things over the phone. And so that is part of why I am still I'm running behind, but it's not a huge problem, number one. Number two, I'm good friends with one of my competitive reps that works in that account. He is actually the guy, I kind of knew him from growing up. He is a guy that when I left and moved to Arizona, I got him essentially to replace me in my job. And so he wanted to get into medical sales and had asked me about it multiple times prior. And so when I left to go to Arizona, I got him the job with my previous company. And so he owes me a little bit. I mean, we're also obviously friends, and we compete in kind of a small area of medical sales. Fortunately, the account that he's at, that I'm headed to right now, they don't have they have a different vendor for the products that I'm replacing. So I'm not competing with him directly at this account, which also helps. But I called him up. Well, I texted him, said, "Hey, are you at the surgery center today?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Can you do me a huge favor?" He said, "Sure." So I called him up and said, "Hey, here's I'm going to be running behind, or I expect to be running behind. Will you do me a huge favor? Just pull the disposables out of my bin and grab the sterile equipment and bring them into the room, or at least put them with like the case cart for that upcoming case, because I'm going to be running behind." He's like, "Yeah, no problem." So therefore it gave me a little bit more freedom on when I left this surgery. And this surgery was with an attending doc, but they have a fellowship program. So this was a doc that he had a fellow with him who was doing more or less the whole shoulder scope, but that fellow hadn't used our device before. It was the first time using it. So again, it's really hard to leave a case when you've got not even an attending surgeon who's been practicing for a while, a fellow who's never used our device before ever, who's primarily doing the case. It's hard for me to leave that and be like, "Peace, good luck," So anyway, everything went well there. It's 9:04 p.m. I was planning to leave there no later than 8:15, but 45 minutes behind, but that's okay. The next case is scheduled for 9:30, but rarely do they go right on time. And as long as they have my equipment in the room, hopefully there are no issues getting it open, getting it set up. But who knows, maybe they're running behind and I get there on time for the case anyway. So we'll see. Anyway, that is what we got going. So I'll check back with you all later. Well, boys and girls, I am pulling out of the surgery center, finished up a couple of shoulder scopes, and feeling pretty good about where we're at as far as the board meeting tonight with this group of surgeons that operate at the surgery center who are on the board, and getting our product approved. I had shoulder scopes with the two surgeons that are currently using it that I'm charging them for the product and have been for a little while. And I was in the operating room with the second surgeon, and the first one came in and they were just chit-chatting a little bit, and the doc that was operating was like, "Hey, just FYI, I'm not going to be able to be at the board meeting tonight, but I am fully on board with this device." And the other surgeon, and I didn't provoke this is completely unprovoked on my end. I mean, aside from I sent them an email last night kind of summarizing things just so they know the product pricing and the volume commitments and things like that. But he's like, "Yeah, just FYI, I'm not going to be able to be at the board meeting, but I'm fully in on using this product." And the other doc said the same thing. So I feel pretty good that we're going to be able to get these officially on the shelf to where they're going to start buying them and stocking them, and hopefully then get some of the other docs to, one guy has trialed and he's their busiest doc, and hopefully he will get on board as well. But even if not, for whatever reason, I think these two docs will continue using me. So and tell the center, like, "Yeah, we're good to go, buy it." So feeling good about that. Hopefully it plays out that way, and that'd be a good thing. It is now 1 o'clock, and it feels like it should be way later than that, but when you leave the house at 5:30 or thereabouts, you're able to get a lot done in the day, a lot done. So between cases, I was posting additional jobs to the job board, so check that out. Medical Sales Certification Program.com/jobs, and you can find open positions currently. They are just going to be orthopedics based, and so we're talking sports medicine, trauma, total joints, could be capital equipment, and maybe some other small joint extremities type products, things like that. But in addition to if you haven't checked it out, in addition to the job description, below each of the job descriptions, I give my own personal opinion about the company and about the specific job. So, one of the things or areas where I feel like I can add value is yeah, I can post the job and that's fine. But if you're outside the industry, you know, and I posted some from Stryker today, some sports med ones from Stryker. Well, what do you know about Stryker sports medicine? You know, probably not that much if you're not in the industry. It's hard to know. And what do you know about the specific position within them? Each of the job postings that I have on there has my kind of paragraph or two of my thoughts on the company, kind of the pros and cons of the company and the division that we're talking about, and then also the pros and cons of the position. So if you haven't checked them out, check it out. Go to the website and you can just, in the menu, select jobs. And also, you know, just to remind you, if you have jobs to post, or if you work for a company that does job postings like that, if you'd be so kind to connect them with me, because I'd love to start adding them directly to my job board. And there's a portal for people to be able to post. So if you go to the main menu and you click on, there's a drop-down section on jobs. You can either do find a job or post a job. So if you click on post a job, you can fill out all the information and send it right over, and we'll get that posted right away. So check it out. Anyway, that is all I got for right now. I'm gonna get some lunch and an afternoon cup of coffee and map out the rest of the week and probably get some things done regarding the website or YouTube channel. I don't know, there's always things to do, so I'll find something to do related to that. Anyway, I'll keep you guys posted what I have the rest of the day. All right, vlog, I am just walking out of a Starbucks. Spent the last couple of hours here getting some work done and texting a bunch of people that have signed up for my online courses that I have kind of delayed texting them on. Try to text every single person that has signed up for the online courses just to make a connection and be able to answer any questions that they have. So I probably sent at least 50 or 60 texts going back well over a month. I get behind on those, and then I reach out like a month later. Hey, FY, this is Colby. Just wanted to introduce myself. Saw you signed up for an online course. Let me know if you have any questions. So now I am going to Mariano's to pick up a like grocery pickup order for the wife. Well, I guess, and for me too, because I'm going to eat the food. And then I'm going to go home, and we're going to have our neighbors who live literally directly behind us. They've got a couple of kids. They are going to come over, and I'm going to grill some chicken and do some chicken sandwiches and let the kids play. And that'll be the day, I think. So, thank you all for watching, and give us a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you like these videos, and subscribe to this channel if you don't already do it. Really means a lot, really helps out the channel, and hit the little bell notification to be notified of any videos that I drop. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.